Aren't you guys lucky? You get a second bonus video this week. So here's part two. Like, have you ever shot a video and forgot one topic altogether? Well, that's what I just did. And you could thank Kathy because she reminded me, or earlier this morning, reminded me about the case study. And I wanted to talk about it in this video. So, well, in the past video. So here we go. So bear with me for a couple of minutes. It is definitely something that you want to look at. So we were looking, and I think I know where I got sidetracked now. So we were looking at module 7, and we're going to do the extra credit. And that was one thing I mentioned. But what I forgot to mention was the case study. Okay. So the case study is in here in module 7. So what you want to do is, in my opinion, is maybe this week or next week, especially during our couple of lighter weeks, is take a look at this case study. You can jump down. All the modules are unlocked. So you can jump down and look at that module and look at the case study. And let me pull it up for you. All right, so we're doing a Coral Bay Hospital and we're doing a traditional project analysis. What the question was there a rubric? There really isn't a rubric for this. It's somewhat, I don't know. It's kind of just follow the directions here. So answer all 4 questions in 1 or more full paragraphs. And you're going to do net present value, internal rate of return, and you can use a table. You can use screenshots. We've had calculators on all of these things. You can drop those in there in your case study if you like. If that's the approach that you want to take. It might be kind of easier to do it that way. Up to you. I would also watch my video on tips for case study number 2. Well, guess what, guys? There used to be 2 case studies in this class. So if you think you're busy now, those poor guys, they had two major case studies. So, but watch the tips that I have in there about what I've seen in the past and what I think works for this particular case study. But you'll answer all of these questions in full paragraphs. Now these cases can be very complicated. And there are pieces that, everybody's going to miss. I mean, it's don't do, like if you're doing net present value, okay, so you're finding the value today of all these projected future cash flows, right? And you're discounting them back, and you're netting them back to 0, okay, or today net present value. So you gotta, you do your best to figure out what the cash flows are going to be, and you can map all those out. Now you may not capture all of them. That's fine. If you can't figure, like what is this? I don't know what it. You read something in this case and you don't know what it is. That's perfectly fine. But you can. There's definitely stuff you can get in there, and you can show. Okay, here are the cash flows. I'm assuming. Have the. You can even do a timeline or whatever. And then you can, present value those back to, time 0. So that's what I'm really looking for. Process. Are you following some of the processes that we've learned through here? Whether you're getting every nugget out of this case, I don't think anybody. These things can be very complicated, used at the graduate or even PhD level. They can be pretty difficult. But there's definitely stuff in here that you can get, and most of them do come from real world situations. So there you go. Long about answer. There is no true rubric, but you're answering these 4 questions, in full paragraphs. If you're just giving me a one sentence answer, there's going to be a drastic reduction on points. Okay, so considering all the points. Okay, so I'll pick on number 3. Considering all the points, would you build the ambulatory center? No. You could write that, or yes. That's not going to cut it. So it'd be yes. And here is why I believe, we should build it. Or no, here is why I believe we should not build it. And you can have a full paragraph kind of explaining your rationale behind that particular answer. So just follow the directions and you'll do fine. Don't get so stressed if you're trying to pull everything out. But do watch my notes, my video on the tips for case study number 2. um, and how you might want to approach it with driving yourself crazy. And the reason for shooting this video right now is you may want to start working on it this week or next week at the latest, so you're not totally freaked out come week 7, our final week of the course. And one other thing, let me go back to modules. There, for reasons I don't even want to get into it right now, but there is a lot of information about the course ending on Friday. Let's see, that would be like what, 19, 20, 21, like the 20th, 20, 21, 22. Yeah. So this course is not ending on Friday, August 20th. Okay. If you really want it to end Friday, August 20th, you can just have all of your work submitted. But there was an interpretation in the college schedule, and that interpretation was to be fixed through all the courses and brought back out until our, what we've always done, which was Sunday at midnight. So you have till Sunday at midnight, that's August 22nd, to submit everything. If your heart is completely broken because you looked at the original college calendar and it said courses end on August 20th, you go for it. You can have it in there by August 20th. I'm not going to grade it until Monday, but that is completely up to you. All right, guys, thank you for bearing with me on part 2. Hopefully that answers some of your questions as you start delving into the case study. Thanks.